All right, guys, so this is going to be looking at our first example. So all we're looking at is whether a relation is a function. All you're trying to look at is, does every x have exactly one y? Now, in class, I gave the concept of a pop machine. So that's kind of what you're going to look at. But in this, I'm just going to go through our examples in the book. So when we look at a, we have to decide whether or not it's a function, and we have to explain. We look at this relation. If I input -2, I get out 2, input -1, I get out 2, input 0, I get out 2, input 1, I get out 0, input 2, I get out 0. Don't let this confuse you and answer one simple question. Does every input have one output? When I plug in -2, I only get one output. I don't care what that output is. I only care how many there are. I input this, I get out 1. I input that value, I get out 1. I input that value, I get out 1 output. Now, the specific output is 2, but I only have one output. So when I look at these, this is a function. I don't care if I get 2 out over and over again. It does not matter. The only thing that matters is, does the input have one output? And that is your explanation. Yes, this is a function because every input has one output. Now we look at B. As we go through this, the first one tips us off. When I plug in 4, I get out 0. But over here, it tells me when I plug in 4, I get out 3. One way to think of it is like mechanics. If I hit a button and two things can happen and I don't know which one is really going to happen, I wouldn't call that functioning properly. So when I look at this, if I input 4, I get 2 outputs. This is not a function because the input 4 has 2 outputs. And that's as easy as your explanation has to be. So we look here. Does every input have exactly one output? Hopefully when you're looking here, you see when I input 0, I can get out 5 or 6. That's a problem. So this input of 0 has 2 outputs. That means it is not a function. When I look at the mapping diagram, this is pretty easy. When I input -1, I get out 4. When I input 3, I get out 15. When I input 11, I get out 15. So this is a function. But I don't care that two things go to 15. That does not matter. What matters is, does the input produce one output? So yes, this is a function because every input has exactly one output. And that is example 1. So you can work on your monitoring progress now. Thank you very much.